Alright, Cosmic Sloth here. Welcome to my first video in my Bannerlord series. I'm going to be trying to do a commander sort of backline kind of playthrough, so my PC will probably try to avoid getting into combat as much as possible. I'm going to be mainly trying to focus on just commanding the armies and everything. So I might have like a little bit of combat skill, and I'll be fighting a little bit, but for the most part, I want to avoid it. Let's see. Now, what I was kind of thinking for this character was that I was thinking he's going to be a Botanian culture who kind of was exiled to the Nordic lands, so that his kind of goal will be like basically retaking over the Botanian area, except for the Nords, or maybe his own kingdom. We'll see how it plays out, but so I think I'm gonna do that for the lore, but also because this little guy right here, the 50% less speed penalty and 15% sight range bonus in forest, is just so good. Like I find it hard to play other cultures, and except I'm doing like, if I'm doing like a real hard roleplay campaign, I'll do that. I'll do some other cultures, but that Botanian bonus is just, I mean, it's very good. In my opinion, it's probably the best bonus out of all of them, out of all the cultures, so I'm gonna go ahead and start with the Botanians. So what I was kind of thinking was that this guy he's kind of the runt of the litter, right? Because a lot of the Botanians, if you look at their troops and everything, they're fucking huge. Like, there's some meaty boys. So I'm thinking this guy was like, maybe like one of the last born sons. He was kind of, like I said, the runt of the litter, so his family kind of disowned him, and basically like, maybe like told him he was gonna go like live with a family member somewhere else, but in reality they just sold him to do like hard labor up in the icy north, right? I think, yeah, I'm put him a little bit on the smaller side. A lot of times when I play, especially when I play like warriors and stuff, I just go with the hugest fucking people I can. But I think with this guy, it'll be a little smaller. Because like I said, I'm going to try to avoid combat as much as I can. Or like personal combat. Let's see. But I think after he was, as he was like kind of like forced into this hard labor as he grew up, he also showed a lot of promise with like his mental acuity, like his charm and his intellect and everything. And he was cunning enough to sort of like find his way into a more favorable position rather than just doing like hard labor. Like he's actually started studying under like a lord up there and eventually earned his freedom. Let's see. Let's go with this hairstyle. Let's see, what kind of beard should he have? He's one. Alright, let's see. Maybe during one of his outings, he was sort of attacked by like a wild animal. Took his eye there. Yeah, I think I like that. Alright, so I'm going to be focused on basically the bottom three skills. Like, I'm just going to max out those as much as possible. Like, he's going to be really good at stewardship and medicine. Leadership and tactics for sure. see, probably scouting, roguery. Yeah, I'm gonna say just like those bottom 9 skills. But I think I'm gonna mainly focus on intelligence and cunning, probably. Yeah, with social as like a third. Let's see, I think your parents were healers who gathered herbs and treated the sick. It's a living reservoir of Botanian tradition. They were also asked to adjudicate many disputes between the clans. So that's skill levels to medicine and charm, and 1 focus point to medicine and charm, and an attribute point in intelligence. So yeah, that will definitely work for me. As a child, you were noted for the leadership tactics cunning. For my leadership skills, it's pretty good. Your brawn, definitely not for him. Attention to detail, maybe. Athletics, bow, control, probably not. Engineering, trade, intelligence. That's a solid pick. Your way with people, charm, leadership, social. Riding, medicine, endurance. Boatswain, or I'm not sure how to say that, actually. Scouting and intelligence. Is that bosun? That might be bosun. Boatswain, bosun. I think it's that second one. Anyway, let's see. Oh, that is a pretty good one because I do want to. I mean, he's going to be commanding Nords for the most part, so I'm going to be taking it onto the water eventually. But maybe I'll wait on that one. I'm thinking leadership skills here. Yeah. The Wolfpuck gang of your early childhood had an alpha. It was definitely you. All the other kids followed your lead as you decided what to play and where to play and led them in games of mischief. That might not be too accurate for this this character, but it works. Okay. Alright. Like all village children, you helped out in the fields. You also... Athletics, throwing, control, smithing, engineering, intelligence, medicine, scouting, endurance, bow, tactics, cunning, trade, charm, social, bosun, athletics, endurance. Medicine and scouting would be solid. Getting my endurance up a little bit wouldn't be terrible. Yeah, let's go ahead and do gathered herbs in the wild. As a youngster growing up in Calradia, war was never too far away. The steward, tactics, cunning. That would be a pretty solid one. For sure. Riding, polearm, endurance, bow, engineering, intelligence. Polearm 100 vigor, throwing 100 control, charm, scouting, social. Bow, bosun, vigor. I'd say he was a chieftain's servant. That's kind of a position he sort of weaseled his way into a little bit, for lack of a better term. Localized man picked you up to become the messenger of a chieftain of your people. You were not given major responsibilities, mainly carrying messages and tending to his horse, but it did give you a chance to see how campaigns were planned and men were deployed in battle. That brings me up to cunning 4, and some points into steward and tactics, so that's perfect. Yeah, let's go next. And before you set out for a life of adventure, you definitely didn't do that. You might have done this. Intelligence, trade, smithing, long tracks control, famous escapade. Probably not. Treated people well. Charm, steward, social. Let's see, I think he either... I'll say, yeah, he led a successful manhunt. Yeah, that'll do it. Gives me another point to cunning, another point to tactics and leadership. Any sort of thieves. Notice you hunted down the raiders, surrounded them, and forced their surrender and took back your stolen property. Yep, yeah, that works. Let's start him off young. I want this guy to last a little bit. See. I like that. Oh, I do like the bear too. The bear's pretty sick. Gonna do the bear. He's a true son of Galarad, yeah. Let's go first name. That sounds good. And difficulties, we're doing Bannerlord. Except let's go ahead and disable death for myself. I don't have to do any save scumming. Everything else should be all Bannerlord difficulties though. Not gonna do Iron Man mode. Call of the Oceans. This is War Sales also. Often when you were growing up, you wondered if your destiny might lie upon the sea. You listened closely to old sailors telling their tales of daring and peril, steering longships through the icy storms of the north, outfoxing corsairs along the pirate-infested coasts of the south, or standing in the forecastle of a Draman as it crashed through the enemy battle line. You wonder what opportunities lie for you to seize on the seas of Calradia. A fortune made in the commerce and intrigues of a bustling port, or glory won on the bloodied deck of a foe's flagship. Pretty hardcore. So first thing I'm gonna do is just fucking... it's a ways. It's a trek. But I'm just gonna beat feet to the north, because that's where I want to get my true beginning.